Hi there, welcome to this week's angel reading. It's the 9th of October and this is for the week ahead. I'm Rachel Scoltock and I've pulled you 4 cards. So the first lot, the 3 cards are from the Fairy Tarot cards, which is Radley Valentine and Doreen Virtue. And the second card I pulled from the Keepers of the Light, which is Kyle Gray. It's a really interesting reading, so I'm going to get on with it. So did you feel the energy shift yesterday? It was like we've been through this period of strong intensity, building and building up until the full moon. We had lots of people feeling really confused, pressured, ill, headachy, lots of emotional stuff coming to the surface. And, you know, it's just like we're being squeezed. We're in the pressure cooker. And then thankfully yesterday it was like someone took the lid off. There was a bit of peace. Now, one thing I want to say to you is that if you're going through something tough at the moment and you've been asking the angels for help and it feels like the help's not coming, keep the faith. It is there. What I've realized, one of the things that has been happening is that what we do is we ask, and there's nothing wrong with asking as many times as you want to, but sometimes you've also got to let go. More on that afterwards. But sometimes the help doesn't come when we are really intense. And that's not because they're sort of holding back. It's because we're so intense. It's like we're in our own little ball of black cloud. The energy can't get through. So when you sort of let go a bit, have a rest, have a big sleep, have a breather, just step back and let the angels intervene. Then you will feel and see evidence of the prayers that you've been putting out there. So keep the faith. That energy that you put out there, prayer is a really unusual thing. It's not just about putting your hands together and asking, although that's as simple as it is. There's an energy of grace that comes from that, the grace that you send out when you pray for yourself and other people and you connect to the divine. You know, you're acknowledging your divinity. And that create something, and every action you put out there has an equal reaction. So you put out love in the form of prayer, that's going to come back and meet you at some point. So, you know, I really understand that feeling that it feels like nothing's being done. Why aren't they listening? But something is being done. And it might not come in human time, at the time that we think it should come. You know, and sometimes it's there and we don't even realize it. Something is protecting us. It is bringing us guidance. It just doesn't look like how we think it should look. So it's there. Now, what I love is the card I got from Kyle Gray was Freya. Now, Freya is this beautiful goddess. And there she is with the full moon behind her, giving us a great indication of what we need to know at this moment. Under the full moon, things can look really scary. But under the full moon, they also come to fruition. We get to see in the light of the moon how things really look. Now, there's the crow or the raven. The raven is the power animal that can pass between the world of spirit and the world of physical and help us to understand things, because some things just simply can't be translated into a language that we understand. It comes through a feeling. It comes through a shift. It comes through a series of things that bring about a realization. But they, you know, I think we get a little bit addicted to thinking that if we've got a simple problem, there's going to be a simple solution. Or if we ask the angels for help with this, there's going to be the help that's going to happen is they're going to fix it or bring about a miracle. And it's not always like that. The world of spirit doesn't speak the same language as us. It doesn't come in the same time as us. It doesn't have the same space and same physical elements as us. So sometimes there's lots of things that need to shift and change in order to bring about a shift and change. So, you know, this is about your connection to spirit, but it's also about phases and changes and cycles. Now, at the moment, we're coming to the end of another cycle. So this cycle is allowing you to tie up loose ends. And it's telling us that we can't move forward until we've finished up what needs to go. It's also telling us that if we keep holding on to the old cycle, the old stuff, whether it's an old relationship, whether it's an old job, or whether it's something that you've lost or someone that you've lost, if you keep holding on to the pain and the injustice and the unfairness and the guilt and the sadness, whatever it is around what has gone or what is finishing, you're actually blocking the new from coming in. And so this is twofold. It's asking you to let go of what is done, but it's also asking you to tie up and finish up with old projects and the things that need to be finished with. There might be one more thing you have to do. There might be one more document you have to sign. There might be, you might need to just, you've cleaned your house, but you haven't cleaned the bathroom. Whatever it is, you need to put an end to things before you can expect the new thing to come in. Also pay attention to the cycles in your body. Just because it's Monday morning doesn't mean we all wake up feeling like, yay, I'm energized. Some people need an extra day. Some people might have been exhausted from working really hard for months and months and months. You've got to pay attention to your body. It's all about balance. Receiving what you need in this life and being successful, abundant, love, it's all about balance. It's the energy that we put out. We also have to receive. We also have to rest. We have, if we try to keep going, we're going against our true nature and the nature of spirit and nature of Mother Nature. So fitting beautifully in with this was the first card of the fairy cards, which is the Four of Winter, and it shows this little fairy curled up in the root of a tree. And it's about not making any major decisions right now, just focusing on the self, the rest, meditating, recharging your energy, paying attention to the foods that you put in your body, the drinks that you put in your body. Are you nourishing and nurturing yourself? This is about allowing yourself the space, letting go of what needs to go, but also letting go of the struggle long enough so that you can recharge your energy. As you're doing the recharging, meditating, contemplating, being relaxed, answers will come. Now, I know this goes against our modern perspective. It's like we're expected to go all the time. And it's not natural, it's not normal. And I believe that's one of the keys of illness, that if we believe that about ourselves, we're kidding ourselves, really. So I like the rhythms and the cycles. It's letting you know that this is a time when you might be feeling tired. Now, we've just had this intense period, so there's another chance that you're feeling tired. So pay attention to that. Answers are going to come, and you'll be able to make your decision later. Now, the Sun card, this is the new positive energy that wants to come in. This is the new things the new guidance that wants to come. This is your joy, your happiness, the peace. It's the things that make you tick, the fire inside of you that gives you the passion to keep going. Now, if we're always dealing with problems and we're always looking at the past, if we're always looking at the past, we tend to expect it to reinvent itself in the future. And that gives us a bit of a negative perspective, because we think, oh, well, it didn't work before, so why should it work next time? And so we kind of tend to trudge around in our raincoats with our umbrellas nearby, expecting the worst instead of putting out for the sunshine. So this is what is happening right now. If you're in a negative state, you've got to allow the positive energy to come in. You've got to make room for that. And there might be something really simple. It might just be something that you're eating, or you're not sleeping enough, or there's something that's holding on from your past that you need to let go of. There's something wants to be born in your life. And here we have the Empress, the perfect outcome card. And it's saying when you do all of that we've just talked about, the Empress is the divine feminine. She talks about giving birth. She's the creator. She's bringing forth something new. And she's the one that says it's time to take action on the plans that you've been cooking in your head. So if you're doing this thing where you feel like you're on an elastic band and you keep trying to fly forward and it keeps pinging you back, it's a good reason for that. We have to pay attention to spirit. We have to pay attention to the universe, the divine plan, the wisdom. Our little egos want everything now. Why haven't I found this? Why haven't I got that yet? Why haven't I got the house, the 2.4 kids, and or why haven't I got what my family members have got or my friends have got? That's the ego that is always pushing and saying you've got to do more. You've got to have more. If we sit in gratitude with the Sun, we suddenly realize we don't need more. But there's always going to be change, you see. There's always going to be something new coming in. So the Empress is saying, once you've let go and you've done your work on releasing and chopping the cords to all the stuff in the past, and said it's okay, you know what I mean? Life is forever changing. So there's always going to be cycles. There's always going to be people and things that leave us. There's always going to be things dying off to make room for the things that need to be born. And so it doesn't mean that we say, oh, we don't care about the things that have gone or the people that have gone, but we have to let go of our stagnant energy around that. If we always, if we use the analogy that you never throw your rubbish out, that for the last year you just kept all of the garbage and didn't give it to the dustbin men, what would your house be like? It would be pretty revolting, right? It's exactly the same in your energy field. If you never say goodbye to anything, if you hold on to every hurt, every time something has gone and you didn't think it should have gone, or every time something changed and you didn't think it should have changed, that's going to rot in your energy field. That's going to create a certain aura around you. And that aura isn't giving you any room to get anything new in. It's not allowing you to give birth. And we forget sometimes that things end, whether our ego likes it or not. Sometimes because the creator, well, most of the time, because the creator knows that there's something better for us. It's time for us to learn that lesson, love it and let it go, because there's something new coming. And all we have to do is trust and just keep surrendering our feelings, surrendering our emotions, surrendering our angst about it all, and making room for whatever needs to come in. Many, many people are being asked to be of service at this time. And that just means being a conduit for that divine love for others. It might be so that you can say a prayer for somebody. It might be because you're a healer and you're helping people or the planet. You might be a vet, or you might have a beautiful shop and you help people feel good about themselves. Whatever it is, when you look at your purpose, your life purpose as being about service, giving, then you're always going to be moving, because your energy is always going to be shifting. You're always going to be paying attention externally instead of to your own personal pain. And when you're being of service, you've got to recharge your energy. Otherwise, you've got nothing to give. So it keeps you in that place. So I'm feeling at the moment that you're being called to a new thing in your life. It might be service, it might be something else. And that new part of your life wants to be born. And this is the angel saying to you, there's some letting go. There's some changes that you need to make. So thank you so much, as always, for watching and supporting, and for your emails and messages. I really like to hear whether you're enjoying this. Have a really wonderful week ahead. Make sure you're looking after yourself. And I will see you next week. Thank you.